G'day legends. Bitcoin has dropped. Some of you are scared, maybe not necessarily you, but you know, the reason it's dropping is because people are scared. That's what happens. People that are scared sell their Bitcoin and their crypto. It is a volatile asset, it is a risk asset, and it is to be expected. Is this bad? We don't know. Does it mean the end of the bull market? No, not necessarily. There is always cases where, yes, we've been wrong the whole time. But we can have a 30% pullback and we are still fine. In this month, we are up to 23.1%, I think, pullback in Bitcoin. That's okay. That's from 105,000 something. So, but we'll go and have a look at it. We'll have a look at the bubbles and we'll see what's going on. And we'll see whether I can calm the nerves of anyone that's watching my channel. Not that there's many, but you know, it doesn't matter. If I can calm one person, if I can help one person not worry, that's what it's about tonight. Let's get into it. What am I looking at here? Alright, here's the market cap today. Now this has all happened in the last couple of hours. I was driving back, as I do on a Friday, from where I was working, which is a longer drive, and Bitcoin had dumped under 80,000. This is something I was expecting, but you know, not necessarily game to say it out loud, because I don't like to worry people, and if I'm wrong, then you know, it's worrying people for no particular reason. So we hit 78,477, and it looks like the last hour we've started to head up a little bit. That one shows that we actually went to 78,350. If we go to the day, you can see that a lot of things are down about that 10% mark. This one, Pi's down 24%. I'm surprised this is on here. This thing has jumped into the top 100. I actually know what this is. This was about 6 years ago. This came out as some type of free building, and you had to go in and click daily. And I had this on an old phone, and you know, I had a heap of these coins, but my old phone doesn't work, and I don't know what the password was. I'll have to see if I can find it. So I actually own a heap of this, but it could be useless to me now. But this has jumped into rank 11 within a couple of days. Anyway, that's not what we're here to talk about right now. As you can see, it's looking pretty bad. We'll go, I always do the top 200, even though the next 100 is slightly less safe. It is where I like to pick out a couple of good potential ones, the ones in yellow. But I generally like to stick to the top 100. The top 20 is where most of the money in crypto is. I think it's the top, it's like 90% of the money is actually in the top 20. And then 98% or something is in the top 50 or 70 or something like that. So as you can see, it's a lot safer to stay in here. Let's go out to the week. As we can see, the week is more like around, probably the average would be 20 to 25% down. And the month, there we are. A lot of things are between that 30 to 50% down for the month. And where is Bitcoin? There it is. So here I was saying earlier, 22.8% for the month for Bitcoin, and that's okay. In bull markets, we do get 30% drawbacks, but new people don't realize that. That's perfectly fine, and every time this happens, it always feels like the end of the world in crypto. And time and time again, it's not. And then let's hope me saying that I don't get proven wrong. But here is your year. This is still what the year looks like. So if you're ever feeling bad about your coin, go back out and see what your year is looking like. There is some there that are red, but there's obviously some, if you've picked the right ones, that are green. Okay, let's have a look over here. I opened up the RSI before. This indicator, I don't want to play with things. This indicator shows the price of Bitcoin's the top part, and this part in purple, it shows from 0 to 100. 50 is the middle. That's the line we work off of. See the 75 and the 25 line, I think it is, so it might be a 30, might be 70 and 30. They are these lines here. I'm hoping if I press on them it doesn't get rid of them. When it goes over this line, it's generally looking like it's probably time to start selling. As you can see, that point, when it went over, and then people sold off. We are down here. Anytime this happens, it's generally time to buy. That's not financial advice. It never is on this channel, just for educational purposes. Bitcoin dominance is relatively the same. It's still about 60%. Just means we are not in a bull market. We're not in a alt season, sorry. This is the big one. Crypto Fear Index. My video, what, 4 or 5 days ago, we were at like 49. We were at 16, and I believe we tipped down under 10. Whenever we get down to this point, extreme fear generally means that it's a good time to buy. So that's 2 indicators that it's telling us it's a good time to buy. Because everyone is very fearful, we should generally do the opposite of what the herd does. We don't have herd mentality. Okay. So why has all this happened? Alright, I've got my little notes here this time, written on the back of an envelope because I'm professional. It's all to do with tariffs, of course. Still, the trade war is still going. That is part of what it is. It's not all of it, but it's part. Trump has come out and added an extra 10% onto China, on top of the 10% they're already set at. Also, just for taking a mental note, for your crypto or whatever your investments are, they start on the 4th of March. So on the 4th of March, there could be more skittishness again. So we could go down again. I believe there's no ETF buying. I haven't double checked this, but I'm pretty sure the ETFs are on the stock market. So there's no ETF buying over the weekend. So we're not going to get institutional buying over the weekend. So we might stay at these lower levels. It's also at the end of the month. So our monthly candle is going to be down on last month. It's not necessarily a good sign. We don't want multiple months of that in a row. That would change it into a bear trend. So heading down, that would mean. Nvidia earnings. Expectation was high. They came in good. Investors are never happy though. They beat their earnings. This is potentially good for AI crypto. Because, Nvidia's been good. It's an AI tech giant, the biggest company in the world, I think, at the moment. So AI crypto may get a bonus kick out of that. The SEC's dropped more cases in America. My apologies, I forgot to touch the screen. I forget every time that's going to close. SEC drops more cases. The mother company of MetaMask and Gemini, so they were platforms essentially. So it just, SEC is just dropping more and more crypto cases where they had sued people. Alright. Utah, the state in America, they are 1 vote off of securing a strategic Bitcoin reserve for the state. There is lots and lots of these being tried to get over in the American states. They're trying to get to them before America, the country, gets it signed off on. But they're one vote off, so that one should happen soon. So they'll probably be the first one, to my knowledge. Another reason that all this is happening, we need quantitative easing, which is basically what everyone thought was going to happen once Trump got in, including myself, but not as bullishly as everyone else thought, because nothing ever goes as you think it's going to go. So without rates getting cut in America, it being the biggest financial market in the world, they're like 60% of the world's market, all the money is in America. Until they get quantitative easing, this will continue. So until we get good news, like the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve actually becomes an action and happens. Yes, there's been a task force set aside to do it, but until it happens, until we get more regulations signed off on for stablecoins and stuff, and until we get rate cuts, we're just going to stay in this kind of state of waiting again. I seem to say that a lot on my channel. That every time we get to some point, there's something else to wait for. But that's okay, because fortunes aren't made overnight. I don't care what anyone says. You must be patient. The paper hands will get washed out, and the money from the foolish will end up with the wise, and it's all to do with patience. Jobless data in the USA was not great. So jobless rates have gone up. Pertaining to investing, that's generally bullish. I know that's really bad to say, but it's because if jobless rates go up, then the chance of a rate cut becomes greater, which is what you do to fix joblessness. And Ondo, lost my camera again. Ondo has partnered with MasterCard. So if you're a fan of Ondo, this is great news. It's one of my bigger bags, so I'm pleased by this. And as I've said the last two videos about I was looking for a buy, I was waiting for it to come down, and I was thinking we might get down to about 80,000, maybe under 80,000. Don't like to say it on the videos because, like, if you're wrong for a start, people are waiting for a point that you've said, and I have no technical analysis background, so I don't want to be saying things like that. But the mental feeling and the amount of time I've been in this, doing this, you can kind of feel, you can tell where people's mentality, what they think is going to go on. There was always a target back to 75,000, and so generally my idea is that we either get to just in front of 75,000, say 77, 78,000, and then you pull up short so that the people that were waiting for 75 can't buy, so the whales kind of stop them, or we bounce up and then we can still go back down to 75,000. But if we go through 75,000, we're probably looking under where all this started. About, it could go down to 69,000, and that's okay, because this run up that we've been in since November, it started about 69,000 roughly. A lot of this stuff, it starts at a point, it goes up, and a lot of the time it revisits that point where it started and then goes back up again. That's just things this bloody camera. I've got to find a better way of doing this. Whenever I want to show you guys video, like the screen, my screen, this is the one you do, but as soon as you don't use the camera, because I'm not actually using the camera, it's recording what I'm looking at, the app. You don't use the camera, then the camera closes after like a minute and a half or something. Anyway, so I think I will actually buy now, tonight. It could go lower. But I will be putting whatever dry powder I have on the side in. Even like I said, I was going to do it the other day, so I don't want to mislead people. But I've always said to do your own research, and you do it when you feel so. I thought we might come to this level. If I was wrong, that's okay too. I just wouldn't have got that buy at this level, and I would have missed out on 85 or 84,000, and would have had to buy back in whenever I decided the next time. But that's a personal preference. Everyone has to make that decision. You should not be taking advice from people on the internet unless it's like technical people and you trust that they're right, and you do your due diligence and all that type of thing, and you risk manage. It's just what it is. So I'll never tell you exactly when I've done something beforehand, but I may do it after. I may just say afterwards that I've bought. So just hoping that this will calm anyone. As I said, we can go down 30%. So that would be 30% from and it's not 30, it's not just the number, but it's like a mental number for people. You go 30-ish% down from the all-time high of 108,000. We're probably roughly at that level now. We're down 23% for the month. That's pretty decent. So I'm happy to buy at those levels. Anyway, I'll stop waffling now because supposedly waffling gets rid of viewers. All right, have a great evening. Do something nice for someone else. Crypto Bogan out.